business is Cherry Creek Mortgage Company. A good reason to refer your friends and family. Expert advice and counseling to get you through the difficulties of today's credit markets. Trust, personal service. His clients are for life, not one-time transactions. Care and concern. He gets to know you and your goals and never gives up to help you get what you want. Value more for your money than anywhere else. Other people said we wanted to lower, I can't read here. Lower interest rates, and he gave us a financial plan to make us debt-free that we never even considered. We didn't think it would be possible to buy our dream home until our current home sold, but amazingly, Tom got it done. He cares. He wasn't a transaction. He treated me like a family member and went above and beyond what he expected. One thing most people don't know about Cherry Creek Mortgage Company might not have been well known in St. Louis. We've only been here since August of 2009. The company was started 23 years ago by former U.S. Senator Bill Armstrong. Based in Denver, Colorado, and operating in 24 states, Cherry Creek Mortgage Company is now the 21st largest mortgage lender in America. Any questions?
Where do you see interest rates going? I'm Andrew Mormon, E&M Plumbing, great place for plumbing. Where do you see interest rates going in the next year? Yeah.
That's a great question. I'll try to keep it short because it's tough. I think interest rates are going to stay a little low right now. Interestingly, mortgage rates change daily, so when people are shopping around, it's kind of like, I saw gas was $2.59 a gallon 3 days ago. And does anybody here expect it to be $2.59 today, or even later on today? No. And people don't think about the fact that mortgage rates are just as volatile as, or interest rates are just as volatile as gas prices. They do change. It's essentially a commodity that changes daily. Having said that, and again, I'll try to keep it short. The government has bought $1.25 trillion worth of mortgage-backed securities. That ends March 31st. That ends in less than a month, in just a few weeks actually. So when that supply, when supply is consistent and that demand that the government's created stops, mortgage rates will probably go up. So there's a greater likelihood that mortgage rates will go up rather than go down.
Barb Wabern with Goodhart Enterprises. I have a question for you. Cherry Creek Mortgage Company, are you guys more of a broker or more of a lender? Or
Okay.
both?
We're a mortgage banker. We're not a bank. We're not U.S. Bank, National City, Commerce Bank. We don't do checking and savings, but we're considered a mortgage banker, which means we underwrite and approve our own loans.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we do broker out some loans like jumbo loans, those over $417,000. We broker those loans out, but the other loans we underwrite and fund with our own money. So there's not a third party in there.
And another question is in the dialogue, it had mentioned that the last customer that you had set them up for life. What were some of the other programs, or was it just a matter of teaching them the new home buyer process?
Great question. I'll try to answer that one shortly, and I hope to do a good job. There's a lot of things. Bottom line is, people come wanting a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and I talk to them about their overall needs. Ultimately, a lot of people end up getting a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, but sometimes I'll make suggestions to them. A 15-year fixed rate, if they can afford that payment, gets them out of debt in half the time, saves a lot in interest, 0.5% lower rate too. Sometimes people say, I want to live in a home for probably about 3 to 5 years. On a 5-year arm, it's fixed for 5 years. If they're confident, 90% confident they're going to be out in 5 years, might do something like that for them. Other people, there's all kinds of things we can do to help. This sounds like the old subprime, but pay off credit cards and show them that on a refinance, for example. Instead of just taking that savings, why don't you start paying off some of these debts? We'll get you out of it. You're paying 19% interest on this $15,000 credit card balance you have. Instead of just pocketing that difference, I can show you how you can have those credit cards paid off in a year and a half. So, look, there's a lot to it, but those are just some examples.
So it's just teaching the homeowner.
It really is an education process and looking at the different options and looking at possible debt strategies for them other than just, on a purchase, it's pretty clear. on a refinance situation, there's a lot more that we can do typically. Mhm.